Excellent. So, you know, I'd heard stories when I interviewed Timmy Gatlin, and he talked about how, you know, Teddy's moms used to give him space to do the recording in the house. So would you go there, and then you'd have the track, and then like Aaron did, go into sort of bathroom and lay down your vocals? And was it how was it back then? Could you imagine out of somebody's house they were creating all this magic, or did it seem? I mean, I just wanted to see how it felt, just recording in that way.
Well, it just seemed natural. You know, you don't know you're making history. I mean, if that's what you're really asking, did it seem like all of that was happening? No. But what it did seem like some type of magic was happening, and we were a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Which was the music. The music itself is magical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, this is me speaking. I'm not speaking for Teddy. I'm speaking for myself. I'm telling you what it seemed like to me. The music itself was magical. So we were just all caught up in whatever our part was in the music, whatever my backgrounds, Teddy doing the track, Timmy Gatlin writing, because he wrote I Like, which was one of my favorite Guy songs that the only female on the Guy album. I sung background. Thank you very much. But anyway, on that fabulous, so cute song, such a cute song. It remains to be a cute song. You know what I mean? So and then when Aaron came, and a lot of times we didn't always do the vocals in the bathroom. Sometimes we would just do them right there in the living room.
Okay, so did you work on the Keith Sweat album first or the Guy album?
I believe Keith Sweat album came out first before Guy, right? Yeah.
Okay, so when he was doing because that's between that album, the Bobby album, and the Guy album, those are my top 3 albums. So I think Keith Sweat's that debut album is my favorite. How much involvement were you in that?
Well, the first album I sang background, I believe, on maybe 2 songs. There's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. You love me right. There's a good and a bad way to love somebody. So that was the Keith Sweat one. And I'm trying to think, was it something else I sang on Keith Sweat? No, I think that's the only thing I sang on Keith Sweat. Just that one song.
Wow.
Because he had the other young lady sing, Make It Last.
Oh.
Make it last forever. Ever. That's Jackie McGee, which I wish I would have sung on that, but you know what? I had Goodbye Love with Aaron Hall, and nothing tops that, baby. Okay, nothing tops Aaron Hall. Thank you very much. Okay. Keith Sweat don't, for me in my book, Keith Sweat don't top Aaron Hall. I love Keith Sweat. I love you, but I love Aaron Hall a little bit more.
Yeah, but how was it when? Okay, so you did that track, which did that Make It Last. Yeah, that's a great track.
I love that song though.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a part of it. I'm just saying I love it.
Yeah, but then you when you're on the Guy stuff, did you when Teddy said, because you were working with Teddy, you did the Stephanie Mills, you were doing you said JT. But then he says, okay, I've got the Guy stuff. Did you feel as if that was going to end the partnership, or what was your thoughts?
Well, I was just there, back then you have to realize this is in the 80s, before the 90s, late 80s. Nobody was really thinking so much about the business side of it because we weren't, we didn't have information the way we have today. And this is before TLC had came out and talked about and explained it. They really took time, Left Eye really took time and explained how a recording deal is broken down for people that didn't know at that time, if you go back to when she had that issue.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, this is pre that. So, you know, this is back in the days where everybody just say, hey, you coming? All right, you know. And to tell you the truth, a lot of great stuff got done in that time because the focus was the music. It wasn't the money. It wasn't fame. It wasn't likes or whatever these things these people are going after today, okay? The focus was the music. The focus was to make good music.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and
that could stand up to a Stephanie Mills, Aretha Franklin, you know, Brothers Johnson, somebody, you know what I'm saying? It might not have been the top, who knows? I don't know. But we wanted something, that's what I was thinking. And it seemed like that was, you know, you have to realize a lot of these things were unsaid. It was just innate. It just seemed to come together. You know, it's not like today when people were so calculated and he thought about so much stuff. Well, you know, you can make so much from a deal. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. I'm telling you. And that's why I wouldn't trade anything for being born, you know, the time that I was born, because people cared about the art of what they were doing.
Yeah. And I think as fans growing up, we could tell, you know, especially in the 80s, you had Atlantic Star, Midnight Star, SOS Band, you had so many, and it was just good music. It wasn't about the image, you know, it wasn't about the looks, it was about the vocals, the music, and it was just, and no one thought about the money at all. It's happened in the late 90s. But so here he's saying, okay, I've got Guy and we're working. Were you there when they were laying out all their songs, or is it just when Goodbye Love came about?
No, I was there when they did, when Aaron came over with Groove Me, and not for everything, just some of the early stuff. You know what I mean? Goodbye Love, of course. You know, I was there when Timmy Gatlin was there early on, you know, before he, you know, decided to, well, listen, I happened to listen to the podcast thing. I learned so much myself, because you have to realize, you know, like, it's just a different time. I don't know what to tell you. Like, when I wasn't doing that, I went back home to my family. You know, I come from a great family, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, you know, I was privy to every little thing that was going on when I wasn't there. You know, I only know what happened when I was there. And when I was around, I was working and everybody else was working, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really hang out with them, you know what I'm saying? And oddly enough, I never went on tour with Teddy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know any about the shenanigans of the touring. Okay, so I have no shenanigans stories. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, we're not that type of show. No. And I spent almost 2 hours talking to Timmy, and he gave me his side, and that was fine. I guess I wondered, what was it like seeing a young Timmy Gatlin, a great writer, the amazing vocals of Aaron, and then Teddy. Could you see something magical happening when you saw them in those early days?
Of course. When we did I Like in Teddy's house, I knew right then that was something. We all knew it was something special.
So, because I remember Timmy saying that when Teddy came out with Groove Me, that he called him over to the house, and there was lots of people in the house. Were you in the house when Groove Me was put?
I was there when Aaron came over and recorded like the first time, because I believe he brought it over to him, and then he started. I don't know who wrote what. Okay, all I know is that I was there the day when Aaron started singing it and started trying out singing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I love Aaron Hall's voice. I wish he would get out there and sing more.
Yeah. I mean, he was just an amazing. But those early days, were they? As I said, they worked differently as a team. You know, Teddy with the music, Timmy writing, Aaron writing and singing as well. It just seemed like you could see them being the next. I don't know who was big out back then in those days, but could you see them?
I didn't think about it like that.
Okay.
I don't know if they did, but I didn't. We just, you know, listen, Teddy knew what was going on with his business side, I was just, you know, coming in, you know, as a singer, you know, then as a songwriter, you know what I mean? And it just kind of morphed into what it morphed into. It wasn't really structured in a way where, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You know, I just went with the flow of it. You know what I'm saying? And really, that's the story of my whole career, just going with the flow. But going with the flow of where the real music is at, where the real music is going, okay? Whether it's coming from the producer or whoever it's good. And I usually follow producers because I'm a songwriter and singer. What do I need? I need a producer. You know, that's what makes the marriage of me putting out a song or a record.
Goodbye Love. When that was presented, how was it sold to you about we need you to not sing directly, but almost respond from almost like I'm out the door and I'm just saying or stuff like that. What was it? What was the concept?
It wasn't a lot of direction. You know, again, it's I know maybe it being hard to explain, but you know, when you meet someone and you have a chemistry with them, you know, and then you speak the language of music, you know, I may speak it through vocals and melodies. Teddy may speak it through his keyboard and his vocoder. You know what I'm saying? You begin to develop a certain rapport with each other musically, where we understand each other musically. So once that is locked in, to me, that's called you have music chemistry with that person. You know, you can make a music marriage as far as your musicianship and their musicianship coming together to create and compose a great song, a hit song. So my point, I'm saying all that to say that, no, they didn't give me a lot of instruction because I was already doing what I do, you know what I mean? And it's sort of like, we just grew together, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe, I believe they were supposed to be a duet from the start. So I do believe that you know, I don't remember exactly if he said, oh, we're definitely going to do a duet but it was a duet from the start. I don't know whose idea it was, is what I'm saying. I don't know if it's Aaron's idea or Teddy's idea. I'm not sure. That part I'm not sure about.
And so you don't sing it to each other or singing, or how he records his vocals and you join in?
We both went to the recording studio. We went to Tony Bennett's son's recording studio in New Jersey. And Gene Griffin was there. And he recorded his part. I recorded my part. And that's how we did it. I mean, you know, we were both familiar with, you know, that type of, you know, that technique in R&B singing where you ad lib to each other, or you call and answer back. We were both, you know, already familiar with that. So
yeah. How did it feel when you listened to the final product? I mean, it's one of my favorite songs. A pity they didn't release it as a single, but
we loved it. And then, you know, it was another situation where I believe some of my vocals were turned down.
Oh, there's supposed to be more.
I believe there was supposed to be more. I'm not sure that the version that's out now, I think you're hearing all of them now. Because on the actual Guy album, you don't hear them all.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I don't think you hear me on the Guy album at all on Goodbye Love, do you? The only part you hear is Baby Don't Go, I believe.
Baby Don't Go. That's no, but there's that Stay With Me, you know, that sort of.
Is that on the Guy album?
Yeah, that I've heard. I've always, because I asked Tim, I said, who is the female singing the sort of.
You know what? I haven't heard in such a long time. Okay, well, it was more vocals. It was more vocals to it. And because once again, you know, listen, this is how the industry is, you know. It was a situation, you know, with Gene Griffin where I didn't come to the meeting of the minds. And I thought that was the reason why they decided to take some of the vocal off. Because I have the original on cassette, and it was more singing to it.
Oh, can we hear it?
No, you can't hear it now because the cassette is nowhere. It's nowhere, and I would have to transfer it onto a file and all. I have so much work to do. I mean, I'm behind.
Okay.
A little behind.
Yeah, I mean
Teddy probably has it too.
I've spoken to John Marie about some of the stuff and stuff. But so when the Dangerous project came about, did Teddy call you to say we need some songs, or how did I know you did Joy and remember I know about the Joy, but did you get involved in any other things on the Dangerous album?
Well, he called myself and Bernard Bell, the only two writers he called to ask, to help him write those songs. We went down there, we wrote songs. I worked on Remember the Time, and I worked on Joy. Those are the two songs I worked on. Michael had recorded some melodies for Joy, but there were no lyrics. I wrote the lyrics. I used, finished off his melody. I don't think he had a melody for the bridge. I'm not sure. But anyway, make a long story short, I did my reference, handed it in and went back home. You know what I mean? And then we found out what stuck and what didn't stick.
Okay.
And I met Michael Jackson when I was there.
I was going to ask you, since you're
you know what the crazy thing is? I don't have a photo, and I'm so mad at myself. I don't want to talk about that, but in any case, I had my camera and everything there too, but I was so nervous.
No, talk about it. I mean, what did you meet him?
I was just so nervous. I just fanned out ridiculously. I was so nervous, and it was brief. But I know he would have taken a picture because he's a professional. He's used to taking pictures. But I kept thinking that since I'm here in a professional capacity, I shouldn't act like that. But I was wrong. I should have asked him for a picture. He would have taken it.
Yeah, but in the moment, I mean, you've been a fan since he was in the Jackson 5. What was the first meeting?
I could barely speak. I couldn't speak. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I acted really goofy. I'm sure.
Was this in New York or LA?
It was at the Larrabee studio in LA.
Okay. And
Bruce Sweeten was there. He was there doing engineering. And that's when Teddy was with Harvey Alston.
Okay, yeah, I heard about Harvey. He has a very funny voice. Was John Marie there as well?
No, John Marie wasn't there.
Okay.
They had the famous Bruce Sweeten was there.
Yeah.
And he just passed away recently.
Yeah, just passed. Yes.
Right.
But when you met Mike, did you reach out to shake hands? Did he actually say thanks?
Yeah, of course. He was very nice. He was wonderful. But I didn't have that much to say. It seemed like somebody had put tape on my mouth or something. It was glue on my lips. It was just crazy. I was just looking, and it was like I was scared to look because I couldn't believe I was standing in front of him. It was nuts. It was nuts.
What did your family think when you told them that you just met Mike?
I don't. My mom, she was proud of me, and my dad was proud, but they didn't flip over. I think my father had met him also too when he was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.